Hey, what's up everybody? I'm going to show y'all real quick how to do the LED mod on a 2011 to 2013 Scion TC. You look right here, this is actually one done that I already done. I swapped these to white. You can change them to any color you want. I'll show you here in a little bit how to change these colors just using white LEDs. That's all I ever buy. And when it comes to my gauge clusters, speedometers, I only buy white LEDs. Right there's alright. So after you take the mirror cover off, this is what it looks like. You have this material that goes around the coupler ending or the ends of it. Take that material off, and then this cap is actually on here. You just come through, pry all these caps off. You take it off, your LED sets in this housing. It all slides right off. You have this little plastic piece that's on the back here. Just bend your tabs out of the way, pop this piece off, and then you can get straight to your LEDs. I'm going to show y'all real quick how to take these LEDs out. Everybody has different techniques, different styles how to do it. I mean, I'm a solo person. I'm an everyday do-it-yourself garage guy. So these items you generally have in your garage. You can use anywhere from a screwdriver, a small one, I use this dental scribe, makes it easier. I just stick it in between the circuit board and the LED. Just stick it there, use the palm of my hand, and three fingers, your thumb and 3 fingers, whatever, however you want to hold it. Hold it in place while you heat them up. You just want to make sure you don't burn your hand in the process. If you got real shaky hands, you might want to use a vise or whatever else you have. But how I normally do it is I just apply a little bit of pressure on here to wedge it. Now since I'm working the 2 front, I'm going to apply pressure to where it only pulls on the 2 front. And after you moved it a little bit, you reverse the pressure to go to the back too. And of course, there's so many different ways to do this. I mean, I've used my airbrush compressor with the airbrush to sit here and heat up one solder and blow it out. So I mean, there's so many ways you could do this to get these terminals out easier. Alright, now that I've worked the back, I'm going to go back to the front. This thing's almost ready to pop right out. There it goes. And there's the LED, the old one. Now on these LEDs, they are marked specifically how they go in. A little piece of one of the corners are chipped on all LEDs, no matter what style they are. Like this, they have the little chip mark on it. It corresponds with how these LEDs are set in here. You just want to make sure they all face the right direction or it will not work. So you just put it back in there, use one finger to push on it slightly, heat these spots back up. Right now I'm doing the 2 tops. And simultaneously, do each side, heat them up. You'll feel it start to sink in. Now I'm going to go to the back, bottoms, do the same thing. Come back, you just keep going until you get it all seated in. Now, if you do feel the LED start to get a little hot, like I just felt it, just stop, let it cool down for a minute, because if you overheat it too much, it's going to cause the LED not to work. I've learned that by mistake a few times. I used to put gloves on, but now I just do it without gloves so I can actually feel the LED getting hot, so I know when to, stop. Like right now, I could technically stop, but it doesn't feel like it's in there all the way. But yeah, I could go down just slightly. There it goes. Alright, now the LED's seated in. Let that cool for just a second. And normally, any soldering iron you have, it pulls the solder off, so you always want to put more on there. there's not enough on there, if it gets hot or cold, because this is solder, it does fluctuate a little bit against that metal because they're two different metals. And then that's how most of the times you get these LEDs that quit working, is just because this solder doesn't stick on there and causes it not to have a good connection. Alright, that's simple enough. Got two LEDs swapped over. And that's how the back end looks. Now to get LED number 3. Now always you want to remember on here is not to put too much pressure on here. You don't want to break the circuit board, you don't want to rip it. You just want to put enough pressure on there that whenever you do loosen the solder on it before it dries back up, it's able to slide out of there. I've had to repair a bunch of these from other people that tried to do it, and they applied too much pressure on there and it just screwed it all up. Don't mind my face there, I'm sitting here concentrating, I don't want to burn my fingers. Alright, so those are done. Just add a little more solder. Alright, and there we have it, all 3 LEDs, and if everything turned out perfect, should light right up. On the back here it does say which one's positive and negative. If you get them mixed up by accident, don't worry, it doesn't short it out. It still works, but I recommend just make sure you get them on the right leads, and right there's 3. Alright. Show you a quick example of what I mean by using the white LEDs to make different colors. Now this one that I'm using here is just a pink vinyl film. I'm actually just going to stick it right over the top of these LEDs. Now this one, I'm not getting it perfect, this is just a show because this person doesn't want pink, they just want white. But however you choose to do it, you just stick it in there. Of course you'll cut it down to the size where it actually fits in there right. So now when I come on here and put this on, this turn signal's actually pink. You can use any color film you want on there. I mean, if you actually use the true pink LEDs on there, it'd be a little bit brighter pink. In some cases I've actually seen it not as bright. But you could just play around with those films and I'll do whatever. These are just vinyl films. I got these off of eBay. Comes in a full sheet of paper. I got like 20 different colors. Just pink happens to be right here. But yeah, that's how you change the LEDs in a Scion TC 2011 to 2013.